This is Q13 News at 4.
It just keeps rolling. We're just busier and all get out right now.
On Q13 News, lots of people will want to spend time indoors this weekend as triple-digit temperatures close in. How the hot weather is heating up the HVAC business.
This is historic record-breaking heat that is coming our way. We've been tracking it all week, and now we are finally getting on top of it. We are going to see triple digits before we cool down. It's going to take some time. I'll let you know how long it's going to take coming up.
Yeah. If you could say anything to your daddy right now, what would it be?
It would be, I miss you and I love you.
We share what former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin had to say before learning his prison sentence. First at 4, we have weather alert days ahead as a historic heat wave blankets the entire state of Washington. We are talking the hottest temperatures ever in this region for the month of June, ranging from 95 to more than 100 degrees, making for a dangerous weekend ahead. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. We have you covered. I'm Matt Lorch.
And I'm Jamie Tompkins. It is so important for all of us to be fire aware with the dry conditions. And also, water safety needs to be top of mind right now. So let's take a look at where the temperatures stand at the current moment. We know Mother Nature will crank up the heat a few notches by this time tomorrow.
We have team coverage this afternoon. Aaron Mayofsky is tracking all the heat warnings for the next few days. Q13 News reporter China Green is standing by in Issaquah with how people are getting ready. But we want to start with Q13 News reporter Steve Kiggins live in South King County. He spoke with HVAC crews and learned the pandemic's impact on the supply chain might leave some people in the heat. Steve.
Yeah, I tell you what, Matt, all the HVAC companies we talked to today, believe it or not, obviously, right, they are just absolutely slammed. One of them told us there's an issue with these components. If the part you might need to get your HVAC going, if it still is stuck in shipping, you might be out of luck.
Our office is slammed right now. The phones are just ringing off the hook. It feels good back here.
All Seasons Incorporated out of Tacoma lives by its name, including this unseasonably hot weather.
So mild weather is work in. Hot weather is great to hit the beach, but I'm not going to see the beach for a while here.
Today, owner David Bradshaw and his techs are finishing an install on a new system in Covington, and it's just in time.
We need it. We need it, and this was a long time coming, so my wife will be very pleased.
Bradshaw says that the majority of calls into his office are requests to fix a busted unit. Supply chain hiccups are also reverberating and could stall work until those parts come in.
Hang on, try and be patient. We're going to get to you, but it may take a while. We're just running, like I say, from sun up to past sundown.
For those who can't wait, fans are the next best bet. At the Ace Hardware in Maple Valley, managers say customers lined up before the store even opened this morning, and what's left start at $75. Bradshaw says if you're lucky, checking your HVAC system's filter or circuit breaker could get your unit cooling you through the weekend. But if you need more work, getting to you might mean sweating it out amidst record-breaking temperatures.
We're doing the best we can to help as many customers as we can.
Plus, here's the other problem. If you haven't maintained your system in a while and you call one of these companies, some of them are saying, look, if you're not one of their customers already, they might not be able to fit you in. Not to mention, if you're looking to get a new system installed, some of these companies tell us they're booking those jobs 3 weeks out from today. We're live in Auburn tonight. Steve Kiggins, Q13 News.
And Steve, with that said, Seattle remains the least air-conditioned metro area in the entire country. But over recent years, more homes are getting AC. According to the Seattle Times, in 2013, only 31% of Seattle homes had air conditioning, either a central air unit or a window unit. That number jumped up to 44% in 2019. It's an increase of about 250,000 air-conditioned homes.
And people living in Issaquah will definitely need the AC, as it's expected to be one of the hottest cities in our area. That's where we find Q13 News reporter China Green. So, China, how are people beating the heat out there? I see you have a nice cold drink.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I found two places that are cooling spots here. They're just a street away from each other, roughly. Both have AC, but only one has root beer and burgers, so that's kind of the one I would pick. But this place is Triple X Root Beer Drive-In. It's under trees on this gorgeous patio. They have AC inside. It's definitely a great place to cool off. But just to put in perspective view of how hot it's going to be. The National Weather Service has issued a alert for how hot it's going to be. They say it's going to be 111 by Monday. And the owner here told me that once they got word of the heat, they made sure that they were prepared and brought a lot of fans. He said he wants to be a place for the community to come when they need to cool down, have fun, eat good food, and just get their mind off the heat.
We got those fans about a week ago when they started hearing about the temperature. We just went and bought a whole bunch of fans. Now you go, you can find them now,
How many fans did you buy?
Probably about 12. Yeah, every size.
Yeah, and then down the road, just 5 minutes away, is the Issaquah Community Center. That's where you'll find the official cooling center. They have multiple rooms with AC and fans, and they'll have water there for you. And I spoke to the mayor, and she says the doors are open to everyone.
It costs nothing, and everybody's welcome. You don't have to live in Issaquah. You just need to want to cool down.
Yeah, she says 25 to 40 people, up to 100, could be expected there. And they're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow and Sunday. As for here, well, you can come here, get some Rupert floats, and call it a day. Live in Issaquah, China Green, Q13 News.
Johnny, you found the right place. That place is an institution, been there for generations. The incoming heat also affecting school districts. The Tacoma School District says all summer school classes and programs are canceled for Monday.
Forecast right now and send things over to Aaron because this is a weather alert day today. And Aaron, you are tracking some triple-digit temperatures.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough go of it this weekend. We've been talking about it all week, so it's not something that we didn't know was coming. But as we get closer, we are hoping those temperatures would kind of tick down a few degrees below the triple-digit mark. But we are not going to go below the triple-digit mark for some of us. So let's check out why we have a weather alert day for our Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday. Excessive heat warnings across much of the Pacific Northwest. The whole state is blanketed with that. And again, heat-related illnesses are going to be a very tough situation this weekend. Right now, we're enjoying a cool 84 degrees. Normal for this time of year should just be about 73 degrees. So you can see the coast is doing that. We've got a little bit of that marine air, but the winds have shifted and we're starting to heat up along the coast as well. Eastern Washington, you are very warm. Pullman, a cool spot on the Palouse at 84 degrees. So this is what some of the record-breaking temperatures. We talked about never hitting 100 degrees, triple digits in the month of June. We have not done that. We've done it in July, back in 2009. You probably remember that night, a horrible night of sleep. We're going to have a couple of nights like that where temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s near our daytime highs. So that is going to be a tough go of it to get some sleep. And the rest of us in July have seen some upper 90s to triple digits to 100 degrees. National Weather Service continuing this excessive heat warning, not only for us, but look at our friends down to the south, the Rose City, and even going along excessive heat warnings through Washington, Oregon, down towards Nevada, California. We are seeing this across much of the West, and here's the big reveal. We just forecasted temperatures for our Sunday of 105 degrees, overnight temperatures 76, pushing 110 on Monday, and then the cool down to 90 degrees. Again, normal will be 73. We'll have the extended forecast and talk about this just a bit more and how you can protect yourself from the heat.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Several cities and counties are banning outdoor burning ahead of this heat wave. That means no land clearing or burning yard debris. Recreational fires are allowed if they're in a metal or concrete fire pit. Burn bans are already in effect all across unincorporated Pierce County, unincorporated King County, and Snohomish County. You can find a full list on our website at Q13Fox.com. And a reminder to download the Q13 News app for the latest on the heat wave and what areas are hitting triple-digit temperatures. You can also get alerts from the National Weather Service. And remember, the app is free to download.
The heat has many of us heading to the beach, but the hot temperatures can make for some treacherous travel to get there.
Yeah, coming up, what crews are doing to keep roads and bridges cool and safe.
We're hopeful that she's there, alive, and we're going to see her soon and be able to hold her hand and kiss her.
The desperate search for survivors in a collapsed condo building continues for a second day. I'm Lauren Blanchard in Surfside, Florida. All of the latest on those efforts coming up.
Turning back to the weather, Q13 News is helping you and your family get ready for this historic heat wave with some hot weather do's and don'ts. Don't use your oven or your stovetop, the toaster, or slow cooker to cook, bake, toast things, really, if you can avoid it. Instead, maybe try grilling outside or using your microwave. I was saying to my husband this weekend, we are not touching the stove, and I suddenly felt like my mother. I'd heard her say that during the summer, too.
Salads never sounded so good, right? Because you don't have to cook anything. The idea, keep the temperature down inside your place because it's going to be hot enough regardless, right, Erin?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things when you wake up in the mornings, open the doors and windows, keep the shades down, get some cool air, if any, out there can filter on in, and then you've got to shut it down and just kind of keep everything shut and just find shade. It's going to be a tough go, especially with only a third of the people having air conditioning in our area. This is a look at our time lapse from this morning, active on Lake Union as we look out towards Puget Sound, and we're seeing just boats galore out there near gasworks, and that's what it's going to be like this weekend. And it's going to be important to have boat safety, wear a life jacket, have a partner, because people are going to want to dip into the water. You can see the boats starting to pile up there as we look towards Lake Washington, and in the just shadow of the Mount Rainier just hanging out in all the glory today at 86 degrees right now. Again, 73 is normal for this time of year. Temperatures heating up across the state, across the Pacific Northwest, even in Northern California. And you can see that fine line of our color contours. We're still hanging on to some of that kind of sea breeze that's out along the coast, but we're getting temperature readings of 77 degrees. Hello to you up in Whatcom County at 82, 81 for Snohomish County. And we're going to keep talking about the dangerously high conditions here with our temperatures and dangerous heat moving in. This is today through Monday night as we go through temperatures. The National Weather Service and forecasters, meteorologists predicting highs between 90 and 110 as we get through Monday. It is going to be a tough go over this weekend into the first part of next week across much of the Northwest. So let's get right to those temperatures. We've called alert days for our Saturday, Sunday into Monday. And for the foreseeable future, we are seeing dry conditions on our forecast. When we cool down and talk about cooling down, we're going to talk about cooling down into the 80s. So 99 for Saturday. The record is 90. We're going to start to break some records here. The record for our Sunday is 92 degrees at 105. We have never hit triple digits in the month of June. So we've had a high of 96 degrees in the month of June, but never triple digits. We've done that in July 2009 at 103. We're going 109 for Monday with the record at 91. So you can see we're going to be in the extreme heat mix. It's going to be very important to take care of elderly folks, people who suffer from heat stroke and heat illnesses related there, because we're just going to see nothing but clear skies mostly for all of us as we go through. You can see it at the ocean beaches, Mission Ridge, all of the snow melting, one little tiny patch there. And we are going to see a huge snowpack that has melted. Our rivers are cold, they're running fast, and that's going to be something to think about. Temperatures in the water, especially over our rivers, are going to be in the 40s and 50s. Historic heat wave here because of this big dome of high pressure. It's going to just trap everything in right around the Pacific Northwest. So we go from warm to hot as we get through the weekend. This is Sunday at 6:30. The temperatures are going to be pushing triple digits and hang that into the overnight hours. We will probably see temperatures above our average seasonal daily high. This takes us through Tuesday, and we drop out some of the heat to the south, and we see warm temperatures coming back our way. So let's look at where we go into the overnight hours for tonight. 68 degrees. Again, the seasonal high is 73. We should be about 54 degrees for this time of year. So it's going to be one of those nights where you sleep with pretty much nothing as we go through. Tomorrow, 99 degrees, excessive heat warning in play. Find those cooling spots. Take care of the pets out there. Do not let them touch the pavement because it is going to be extremely hot on the pavement and concrete. So keep everything wet if you can out there, especially in your yards. Another situation to think about, there's a lot of soccer going on this weekend and rugby. It's going to be very tough for our Sounders, the Seawolves, and OL Reign with these hot temperatures. We also have a huge youth tournament down in Puyallup, the Rainier Challenge. That's going to be a tough go for our youth. Look at our cool down into the upper 80s. We'll have more on this in just a bit, you guys.
Thanks, Erin. Coming up, concern grows as a variant of the COVID-19 virus tightens its grip across the country. The plea from the Biden administration to take action now.
We are following breaking news right now in Linwood. Check out the smoke coming across I-5 right now. You can see it right there in the median. We were watching earlier when there was a ton of smoke on the interstate. It's gotten better since then, but still you can see it is causing backups. A brush fire right there, right off of I-5. Now, the last time we saw rain was 12 days ago. It is hot right now. The grass and the brush, it is tinder dry, and fire crews, they're really nervous with temperatures expected to top 100 degrees this weekend. So once again, brush fires are a concern. We're seeing one right now in Linwood, right off I-5. You can see the flashing lights. Fire crews have one lane shut down. You can see people trying to merge, but it's kind of slow going at 196th Street Southwest right now. We're working to get more information on what may have started this brush fire out there. You can see they're attacking it from both the interstate, and then they also have crews on the surface street off of the interstate. So hopefully they'll have this thing put out soon. So we're working to get more information, but the message is clear. Please do not throw trash out of your windows. Make sure you aren't creating any fire dangers because it is really hot and really dry out there.
In other news tonight, there are also growing concerns that the Delta variant of COVID-19 may hinder reopening efforts.
David Lee Miller has more from New York on the push for vaccinations.
If you're not vaccinated, don't put it off any longer.
President Biden pleading with Americans to get vaccinated as
many people living on the streets don't have the option of escaping the heat and going indoors. Coming up, how a local shelter is helping the homeless stay hydrated.
Vice President Kamala Harris makes a visit to the U.S.-Mexico border to get a first-hand look at what federal agents are dealing with. I'm Casey Stiegel. We've got the latest coming up.
Your phone can show you a lot of weather information, but knowing when to pay attention, that's where we come in. Q13 News is looking ahead for weather that'll actually disrupt our communities. When there's something big, you'll see this, a Q13 News Weather Alert Day, to help you plan several days ahead. And as the weather moves in, we'll send out the whole Q13 News team to help you avoid trouble spots no matter where you live. Trust our trained meteorologists to help you plan ahead. Q13 News Weather Alert Days.
Crews are standing by for possible damage to roads and bridges caused by the excessive heat.
It's not something we hear about often around here. Q13 News reporter Frankie Thompson joins us live with a look at how crews in Seattle are taking action to keep our roads safe this weekend, Frankie.
We'll see crews spraying water here on Fremont Bridge for up to 10 minutes starting tomorrow. Seattle Department of Transportation says this helps prevent the bridge from getting stuck in the heat. Now, Fremont Bridge, as well as University and Ballard bridges, will be sprayed. SDOT says crews have to do this when temperatures are above 85 degrees for 3 consecutive days. Crews will shut down traffic so trucks full of water can spray to cool the bridges down. To protect the environment, the water is treated with a small amount of vitamin C to neutralize the chlorine. Each drawbridge is made of steel and more than 100 years old. SDOT says the steel expands in the heat and can cause problems opening and closing if left untreated.
If we let the bridges get too hot, they can get stuck. And that might not be a long-term damage thing, but it is really inconvenient when that happens, because if you have a drawbridge getting stuck in the up position, that means people on bikes and walking in cars aren't able to get through.
SDOT says the heat can also cause sinkholes and large cracks. Crews are standing by to quickly respond to heat-related damages to the streets. They'll be spraying these bridges at least once Saturday through Monday. Again, up to 10 minutes at a time, and that'll be between noon and 5. So drivers will want to plan their routes accordingly, as traffic will be delayed because of all of this. Reporting live in Seattle, Frankie Thompson, Q13 News.
Well, people will be heading to area rivers and lakes to cool down. We have already seen tragedies on our local waterways with several drownings. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says it has already completed 3 water rescues. Deputies posted a video on Twitter with this safety message.
The water in our area is cold, and that cold can have significant effects on your body.
Distances in the water can seem deceiving. So what seems like a short swim here is actually 150 yards or 1.5 football fields long. Things like cold water fatigue and hypothermia can occur when you're swimming in cold bodies of water for a long period of time.
Swimming in our cold water can decrease your body temperature up to 25 times faster than sitting on shore. Your body moves heat from your arms and legs to the core, reducing your ability to swim.
Yeah, that is the story we hear over and over. The most important thing you can do when you're out on the water is wear a life jacket. It's also a good idea to swim with others and have a buddy system in place.
And of course, people are going to want to cool off this weekend because it is going to be so hot out there, but we just want people to be safe about it too.
Yeah, there are cooling centers in every community, so you have options. With that said, let's talk about our water temperatures because that's where people are going to be going, Aaron.
And I think as we've had reporters on it all week, we've been talking about the rivers out there as well. 40 to 50 degrees. We're seeing upper 40s. That is a complete shock to the body. It is very difficult to swim across the river, especially with the currents and the flow so fast and high because of all the snowpack runoff that we've dealt with. So that's just the rivers there. Plus getting in and out of the rivers, very slippery with the algae along the rocks there. Our lakes seem a little bit warmer, upper 60s to low 70s, and the National Coast Guard recommended temperatures 70 and below is considered cold and frigid for folks jumping in and out of that. So just be mindful, even though it's going to be extremely hot, our temperatures in the waterways are still running pretty cool, and 74 might feel a bit better than our 40s, 50s, and 60s with our lake and river temperatures. So how about Puget Sound? We're talking about the low to mid 50s in some spots such as Seattle, Tacoma, Everett, and Neah Bay. Can't stress enough, just be careful when you're out there. Have a partner. You never know when cold water is going to take over and attack your body. It's a pretty big shock out there, and you could get a good cramp going on. So wear your life jacket, and especially with these conditions blanketed across the state, we're seeing the excessive heat advisory. That is from our Friday into our Monday. And as we look at temperatures right now across the Sound, 86 degrees for the Central Sound, 88 further south, 70s on the coast, 90s inland. This is going to tick up to the triple digits, and we may finally break a record for June. We've never seen triple digits in June, and I'm going with on Sunday 105. The record is 103. Here we go for 2015, if you remember that, but that's back in July. All right, we'll have much more to talk to and keep you up to speed on tips of how to stay comfortable during this heat wave.
All right, good information. Thank you, Aaron. You know, more cooling centers are opening across western Washington today and throughout the weekend as these temperatures continue to climb. People in Tacoma can beat the heat at the People's Community Center off Martin Luther King Jr. Way. That's in Tacoma. You can also get a break from the extreme heat by visiting public libraries that are cooling centers as well. These centers were set to open next week, but the timeline was moved up as the forecast changed. In Seattle, the Union Gospel Mission is helping people experiencing homelessness stay hydrated during this heat wave. It opened this hydration station today. They'll be handing out water bottles at the hydration station and also at encampments around the city this weekend. The mission's saying access to water can be a challenge for people who are experiencing homelessness, so offering this service really makes a difference.
You know, if you look at our community, because of COVID, a lot of our resources, the businesses have shut down, and so a lot of our homeless neighbors just don't have access to drinking water, clean drinking water, to stay hydrated. So this is what we're doing to help out.
It's awesome, looking out for others. The mission says the hydration station will stay open next week too, if necessary. Local berry farmers are also bracing for this heat wave as well. The state's Red Raspberry Commission told the Bellingham Herald that berries can shrivel up in the heat and even melt if it gets too hot. Temperatures in Lytton are expected to get close to 100, so it's a serious threat to the crops. Raspberries are a big part of the economy in Whatcom County, which grows about 85% of raspberries in the U.S.
That's the latest from El Paso. Casey Stiegel, Q13 News.
The best team in Major League Soccer will play through the heat tomorrow. The Seattle Sounders host Vancouver, but they're still being smart about the high temps coming up. We'll tell you why they feel safe playing at Lumen Field.
Art's been in my blood forever. I started volunteering at Children's Hospital, seeing all these beautiful crayons barely touched going into the landfill. I said, hey, is there a way we can collect these crayons and I'm going to figure out how to make art with them? When I auction these off to raise money for Children's, it's called Color Life Happy. We need a little happiness right now, right?
It's so creative, and the fact that she's giving back to Children's with the funds from it is even more amazing.
You'll see more stories like this on Q13 News, weeknights 8 to 11:30 p.m. The world is changing quickly, and while things are getting back to normal, the truth is, normal will be different. For him, her, and the rest of us. But change is what we make of it, and our job is still to help you figure it all out. Q13 News. All local. All together.
All right, well, as we've been mentioning all day long, a dangerous heat wave hitting our area this weekend. An important thing, though, to keep in mind, protecting your skin from the sun. With so many sunscreens on the market, a local doctor breaks down what's best for people to buy.
You want to apply your sunscreen 30 minutes before you go outside, because that gives it time to absorb. And you want to reapply it every 2 hours, unless you're swimming or sweating or towelling off, and then you reapply it more frequently. The goal is, when you're buying sunscreen, buy something that's broad spectrum, because that's going to cover UVA and UVB. And most people do well with an SPF between 15 and 50. When you get up to an SPF of 50, you've got about 98% protection.
Well, make sure you apply enough sunscreen for that protection. Experts say about a shot glass full for your entire body, but when in doubt, just apply it all over.
Yeah, I always forget to reapply. That's where it really helps.
Yeah, and so here are some hot weather do's. You can wear light fabric clothing, lighter colors while you're out and about. Lighter colors actually reflect sunlight, and lighter fabrics allow breezes to get to your skin. We've got a full list on these tips on Q13Fox.com.
Yeah, do's and don'ts that can make all the difference. Let's bring in Aaron Mayovsky. You know, the numbers just keep ticking up. We were talking about 104 yesterday. Now it's up, pushing to 110 degrees, right, on Monday?
Yeah, we've been tracking this all week, and unfortunately, it is coming too light. We are going to see the mercury rise more than we've ever seen it before in the Pacific Northwest. Historic record-breaking weekend, and you can tell by this picture here, we are doing a lot of sunshine out there, blue skies all around. And in fact, in this picture in Mission Ridge, yesterday we could see just a little bit of snow up there. It is all pretty much gone and melted away. So we have a weather alert weekend for Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. We are going to see extreme heat, and we are not going to cool down for some time. And when we do cool down, we're talking about the 80s. We have gone 11 days without rain as well. So that's something to think about here in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, even Northern California as well. So excessive heat warning is in play, and that is why we have this weather alert weekend coming up. We will cover the whole area here with the National Weather Service instituting this. It was inching from the east side to the Cascades to the Puget Sound, and then made its way out to the coast now for the whole area down to the Rose City, and further south we go. We'll continue to watch this. So this is today through Monday at 9 p.m. for excessive heat with temperatures in the 90s. 100 triple digits to about 110. In fact, some places further south could see maybe 113, 114 near the Rose City. So right now, 84 sounds pretty comfortable, and that's almost 11 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. Seattle should be about 73, 74 degrees. We're even warmer on the coast. Victoria, Canada, hanging on to one of the cooler spots with a light breeze there at 68 degrees. East of the Cascades, it is a scorcher over there. Folks in the wine country trying to taste wine, and it is just absolutely hot, especially in those areas. We are going to match those and be even warmer. So why is this? Well, historic Northwest heat is coming because we've got this dome of high pressure that's going to be trapping everything in, and the heat and the warmth, which will not be able to escape. So sleeping with the windows at night isn't going to be as helpful too, because our overnight temperatures are going to be as high as our daytime temperatures. So this is a look through Monday around 11:30. You see we still have that massive dome just trapped right over us. And then we start to switch out Wednesday into Thursday into Friday. We call it warm. It's still going to be very hot. So the next 3 days, this is what this looks like. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll go almost near 100 tomorrow. Some of us could get there. Then overnight temperature from Saturday to Sunday, 72 degrees. We're getting up to where we should be for our daytime heating. 105 for Sunday. And again, we have never reached triple digits in the month of June yet in the Sea-Tac area. We've reached triple digits before, but that was in July back in 2009. So check out as we get towards Sunday into Monday. High temperatures are going to be where we should be. Our overnight low temperatures are going to be about our high temperatures. Then Monday, 109. So it is going to be extremely important to stay hydrated, to stay on top of the forecast. That's why we're asking you to download our Q13 weather app. It gets you everything you need to know hour by hour in your neighborhood. You can customize it, lets you know what's coming on the way, rain percentages, and as I told you, not really coming our way, and that's out of the forecast. We're going to see some sunny, clear days ahead for sure. So make sure to download that. Overnight tonight, we're going to go with about 68 degrees in the metro area. Up to the north, slightly cooler through the islands will feel nice, and even out on the coast will feel much nicer as we look to the next 7 to 10 days. More sunshine coming our way. Keep hydrated, and as we said, it's going to be a tough go for those soccer players, but hey, they've played in heat like that across the country. Humid conditions there. They've had kickoffs with the Sounders. I've traveled with them 104 to 110 degrees, and it is tough, but they make do with it, as Coach Brian Smetzer said. So as we get through these alert days, we start to knock the temperatures down into the low 90s, upper 80s, and that's where we're going to hang. So it's going to be very important to stay hydrated, keep the sunblock on, and find some shade, guys.
All right, good tips. And one way to beat the heat this weekend, the splash pads in Tacoma. Tacoma is opening its 10 splash pads early to help people cool off. They'll be open every day from 10 in the morning to 8 p.m. starting tomorrow. The splash pads were originally supposed to open next Thursday. Tacoma's 2 outdoor pools are still set to open next week. Meantime, tonight, Southwest Airlines is promising to continue not charging travelers for checked bags, at least for now. The company's new CEO also adding that there will be no ticket change fees. The airline's bags fly free policy allows people to check up to 2 bags weighing no more than 50 pounds for free.
Tonight, it is all about the incoming heat wave here in Washington. The scorching temperatures mean people are going to be cranking up the AC and using more energy than usual. Coming up, the plans in place if there's an unexpected outage.
Temperatures may be inspiring people to hit the roads this weekend to get somewhere cooler, like maybe the Washington coast.
As Q13 traffic anchor Adam Gerke shows us, a major project on I-5 could make travel pretty challenging.
A lot going on this weekend. First and foremost, on the docket for us, Revive I-5 is back, and this is a big deal. For the next, well, umpteen weeks, 16 weeks in total, this project will be going on. So that will happen this summer and next summer. We're going to see I-5 effectively repaved in the southbound direction and new expansion joints put in, and the whole works. We saw this done in the northbound direction last year and previous years. Well, now we're doing it in the opposite direction. So, southbound I-5 from I-90 down to the West Seattle Bridge reduced to a single lane from 7 o'clock tonight all the way till Monday morning, 5 a.m. That puts all the pressure on 99. That puts all the pressure on 405, or all the pressure on surface streets. But getting through downtown Seattle on I-5 effectively reduced to what looks like a backup that I think will be for proportion for miles at this point. There is one upshot from this. That is, after the Sounders match this weekend, they will reopen eastbound 90 to southbound I-5 for a short, limited period of time to help get some of the fans out of the stadiums onto I-5. But after that, all bets are off, and we'll see again also the ramps from 90 to southbound 5 shut down here as well. So while that's going on this weekend, that's the big one. We're also seeing problems in Fife, where that 70th East overpass, or that bridge over I-5, will be shut down, or is shut down, from 8 o'clock tonight. And by Monday morning, a brand new bridge will be not far from it, Wapato Way. Wapato Way Bridge will be in its place. It's a wider bridge, and that's opening Monday morning at 6 a.m. So Fife has new things to be looking forward to. Also want to mention to the north, Snohomish County, Stillaguamish, both directions of I-5. You've been seeing this for the last several days, but now both directions of I-5, right over the Stillaguamish River, reduced to just 2 lanes in both directions. I've been seeing backups headed northbound in the afternoons. Mornings haven't been as much of an issue, but really, this is going to be an issue still altogether for the next 5 months. So it's a lot going on this weekend, and it's all dropping now. Guys, back over to you.
Well, temperatures are heating up all across our state.
And for people thinking about traveling this upcoming weekend, the State Patrol has a few things to consider.
Hello, Trooper Thorson here at the Washington State Patrol. Heat advisory warning across Washington State. Downtown Seattle this weekend into Monday, 107 degrees. Tri-Cities and Yakima, 116 degrees. So a few tips. Pack some cold ice water just in case you break down. Also, make sure your car's running properly, plenty of fluids, AC's working good, and whatever you do, never leave children or dogs alone in your back seat or inside the car unattended with the car turned off. It's very dangerous.
It's really smart that they did that. That could end up saving lives, just getting out the message. By the way, they say if you actually see a child or a pet in a hot car, call 911 immediately. It's considered a medical emergency. They also say do not break a window to rescue them. You are not covered from liability from the damage under state law.
Well, utilities are expecting a high demand for power over the weekend as people turn on their air conditioning units or plug in their fans. The Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission says it doesn't expect any outages, and even if one were to occur that was unplanned, there are safeguards and strategies in place.
One of those is called the Reserve Power Sharing Program, where if one utility's forecast was a little bit off and needed some more power, another utility could step in and provide that to meet that demand for the time.
The commission says there are ways that everyone can help too, mainly through conservation. That includes closing your blinds now before it gets hot to keep the cool air inside and not turning the thermostat down really low. Also unplugging devices when you're not in the room and avoiding using large appliances if possible until the evening hours when the demand for energy isn't as high. Coming up on the news at 5, we are preparing for an unprecedented heat wave here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, we've never seen anything like it. We're showing you how to keep yourself, your kids, and your pets safe. And the latest forecast you have to see when we come back.